Everyone, and welcome to this week in Hearthstone, week number 17. And this week's top stories, we're going to cover the World Championships, who won, who did well, all that good stuff. There's also some controversy surrounding the World Championships, basically viewership, why it's so bad, all that. It's been an ongoing topic on This Week in Hearthstone. We're going to cover it yet again. Our next story is going to be the Battlegrounds update. We're going to have a big Battlegrounds update coming this week, so we can speculate on that, as well as maybe a balance patch. We'll talk about that in a little bit, as well as the Standard and Wild meta update, what decks are doing really well in both formats, and of course, we're going to end off with the Mailbag segment, where I answer your questions that you put in the comments below. But before I get started on all of that, I just wanted to thank everybody for your continuous amazing support here on YouTube. We recently hit like 15,000 subscribers. We're getting very close to 16,000. We keep on growing, and I can't believe the growth that we have seen in less than a year. I'm super grateful. You guys are allowing me to do this as my job, do this full time, and I can't thank you enough. I just want to share my love with all the love you guys have sent my way. And yeah, if we can get to like 16,000, 17,000, 18, all that, like, it blows my mind. So thank you for everyone that keeps hitting that sub button, or hell, just watching the videos, commenting, liking, disliking. I don't care. I'm just glad you guys keep on supporting the channel. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get to the news, what you guys want to hear about. So the World Championships were this weekend, if you weren't aware, which some of you might not have been. We'll talk about that. And Glory won the World Championships in the finals, defeating Yarla in a pretty close game. Symbolically, the World Championships were decided in a Demon Hunter mirror, with Glory's Soul Demon Hunter versus Yarla's OTK Demon Hunter in a really, really close game. I thought both players brought extremely good lineups to the World Championships. Both played extremely well. You know, there's misplays here and there, but the pressure at this stakes is so high. And Glory, by winning, wins $200,000 in prize money. And the final four you can see over here. We also, I believe, had Monsanto in Silver Name making the top four. And yeah, all played really well. I enjoyed what I watched of the tournament. The problem with everything is very few people seem to be aware that World Championships were going on this weekend. If you tuned in and you looked at the viewership, I believe the absolute peak was during like the World Championship final of just a bit over 15,000 viewers. On day one, near the end of the day, I saw a low of like 6,000 to 5,000 viewers. That's for the World Championships, the final biggest tournament of the year. And if you go onto social media, you go into Play Hearthstone, the official Play Hearthstone account. It's like almost 1 million followers. You scroll there's just a couple of retweets from HS Esports. They literally did nothing to promote it themselves. There's nothing like in client outside of like if you go on a Battle.net, it said it was live. There's no like promotion within the game client. There was no events going on to promote it other than Choose Your Champion. And I can't believe how the thing I can't believe the most was the day on Saturday when I was streaming. I was talking about the World Championships, and I had so many people in my chat saying they didn't even know what was going on. They literally had no idea what was going on. And I think that's heartbreaking that the biggest tournament of the year, people either didn't know what was going on or didn't know what was going on YouTube. It's hard to find on YouTube. You have to like really search for it. It's rarely recommended. And it's just a bummer. And I even tweeted out Sunday morning that it was what I just said, that so many people in my chat didn't know. And Frodan just responded with a sad face. And that broke my heart, because Frodan, he's working his butt off to promote it. He was tweeting about it, putting his stylish pictures out there as always, being an awesome dude. And, you know, he even responded after that saying, you know, the marketing needs to be better. They did put effort in, and I'm not saying they didn't. HS Esports definitely puts effort in, but I feel like the main shell, Play Hearthstone, needs to step up and get it going, because yes, I've heard a lot, oh, it's the switch to YouTube that's killed the viewership for World Championships, but Call of Duty on YouTube does very well in viewership. Overwatch League does very well on YouTube. It's not like YouTube's this completely dead streaming platform. Other Activision Blizzard games have done very well, so I feel like they need to step up the marketing game. The casters do an exceptional job. The players perform, you know, to the best of their ability. I don't put it on any of them. I just feel like Blizzard just doesn't put that effort into promoting it, and it's really heartbreaking. So I hope that they improve upon this next year. I really want to see esports thrive because it really helps push the game, and I'm going to keep harping on that because I really think it is a bit of a blemish on their record for the year, outside of, the whole Battle Pass thing. So our next story is Battlegrounds is getting a major update. Play Hearthstone tweeted out, they tweeted this out, not World Championships, of course, that we can expect to see the MMR being reset for the ladder, because there's all these problems with ranked floors and all this garbage, which should be resolved by this update, so that's good if you're a competitive Battlegrounds player. But anyways, they said that's going to happen, as well as a content drop. They hinted that there's going to be new content, so there'll be new Battlegrounds, probably like a new hero, maybe a couple new minions, and maybe a new tribe. Maybe it's a big major update, or maybe it's a minor one. Who knows? So that's going to be going live. That's really good. But my big hope is that they are going to put a balance patch with this update, because this is likely the last patch that's going to be going live before the holiday weekend. We're less than 2 weeks out from the Christmas holiday. So I'm really hoping that there's a balance patch. And if there's not, I'm going to be extremely, extremely disappointed. There might be a video talking about that, about my disappointment about it, because again, we've talked about this a lot. Demon Hunter is really not balanced and really making a frustrating game, and I don't think people want to spend their holidays just playing against Demon Hunter ladder. They're just going to play other games instead. So yeah, I'm really optimistic and hopeful that basically, like last week, a few hours after this video goes live, there'll be a balance patch update as well announced to go live. So you should be able to expect a Battlegrounds update, the rewards track update going live, and I'm really crossing my fingers that we'll get that balance patch update, especially with Worlds being done. They can, shift up the meta. They don't have to worry about people, preparing decks, all that stuff. We can get right into it. So let's go into the next segment, the meta update for both Standard and Wild. As we've talked about, Demon Hunter, really good. Warrior, the counter to Demon Hunter, really good. I was seeing Priest step up a little bit because of Nozmani. That hotfix went through and it discounts cards, so that's doing well. But the deck that's really stepping up in Standard is the OTK Demon Hunter deck with Il'gynoth. Frozen got rank 1 legend with it. This deck is getting more and more refined. As I mentioned, Yarla almost won World Championships with this deck, and it's just doing really well. It's completely non-interactive, not very fun to face, but it's very effective. And if you want to try yet another Demon Hunter deck out that's very difficult to play, I haven't tried it myself, but I've watched Frozen play it, I've watched other people play it. Man, it does not look easy. Maybe I'll get my head wrapped around it and try and make a video on it or something at some point. But yeah, it seems pretty insane. And Wild, the usual Priest, Reno Priest, Big Priest, very popular. Secret Mage, very good. Aggro Druid, really good. But Corbett hit rank 1 legend with a somewhat new Kingsbane rogue list. Utilizes like Foxy Fraud. Swindle has a bit more draw in that regard, has the new Pirate that deals combo damage to minions, and yeah, you just cycle through your deck even more. You have even more draw to cycle through your Kingsbane, buff it up, and the deck is doing very well in the Wild ranks, and is still relatively cheap. So if you have like your old Kingsbane shell, just try out this new package. It should work out pretty well. And, you can just dunk on people with a giant buffed Kingsbane. And lastly, we will cover the mailbag segment of the show, where you guys send me questions, I answer them. And again, if you want me to answer your question, just basically put in mailbag question down in the comments below. I'll try and get to it every single week. So I'm going to start off with a few mailbag questions. The first one comes from Jalen asking, what is my favorite deck of all time? It doesn't need to be the one you played the most, but the one you enjoyed the most. So I've actually made a video on my favorite decks of all time. I'll link that in the description below. But for people that are more new to the channel, Malagos Druid. I loved Malagos Druid, the one with like Arcane Giants, Emperor Thorson. It wasn't like a complete OTK. It was tempo based, had a lot of cool stuff going on. And I just love I love combo decks. I love Malagos decks. And it was just like my real first deck I became very passionate about. And I played it a ton. I've amassed over like 5,000 Druid wins at this point, and a whole ton of them came from Malagos Druid, so that would probably be my answer. Krabby asked, do you think there should be 2 different wild modes, and basically says one that exists as now, or one that has like a rotating format, like has the standard set, maybe a couple wild expansions and cycle through. This is actually one of the suggestions I made when we were speculating what the new game mode would be. I said like a rotating format would be really cool, where every month or so, or like every couple months, they could, you know, change up the expansions within the format. It could be a ranked ladder, and I thought that'd be really fun, really interesting. It's really whale-based because that'd be even more expensive to kind of maintain because, you know, you have all these expansions rotating in and out. But I thought it'd be really fun, and I would definitely be down for that. I think the more modes, the better, even if they're not fully supported. And this isn't a mode you'd even have to really support that much. You could just throw it out there as like a third tab and just let people add it and just put a leaderboard on Play Hearthstone. You don't need to do competitive stuff with it. You don't need it for Wild anyways. I think it'd be pretty fun, and I would definitely be down for that. Julian Pakula asks, can you read this comment, please? Because you asked so politely, no, I will not. And I want to answer one question that I've seen in my comments. It wasn't specifically asked, but I've been getting a lot of hate, apparently, on the Hearthstone subreddit. People have been like, you've been milking the Battle Pass stuff for views and all of this stuff, and all I'll say to that is we do daily, basically discussion-based content on this channel. The Battle Pass was a really important issue to a lot of people. Every Battle Pass video I made had a different topic, a different point to it, had a different argument, or was a different recap on something, and I just made videos to do that, to, you know, put the news out there, to put my opinions out there, to put my suggestions, how to improve it, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, all the stuff we talked about on this channel seemed to be a popular type of opinion on the subreddit, but apparently they've decided to say I'm just milking stuff for views and I'm trying to make, you know, a living on YouTube, which of course I am. I'm a content creator, but yeah, I mean, if something's a top story, I'm going to talk about it, and there's new updates on it, I'm going to talk about it, and if I'm going to get hated on that by the Hearthstone subreddit or on Twitter or whatever, I'm going to take the hate. I've taken a lot of hate from pro players and streamers over my views, over my takes on this whole Battle Pass thing, because it put pressure on them, and, you know, I'm just going to take it. Like, I've always been vilified, and I kind of got accustomed to it. And you know what? I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say what I think is better for the game. If you disagree with me, if you agree with me, that's fine. If you want to come after me and attack me, I guess you can do that. But don't expect me to come back at you or at the Hearthstone subreddit or at any of these pro players or streamers to come back at them and crap on them and try and start a war. That's not what this is about. All I care about is Hearthstone being the best game it can be, communicating to you guys my feelings, my takes, and if you agree, disagree, that's fine. I'm just putting it out there, so I wanted to hopefully put that to rest. I'm sure the Hearthstone subreddit will continue crapping on me. That's fine. They can do that. All I care about is being here for you guys, putting out the news, discussing stuff, putting out tier lists, putting out deck lists, and keep growing this community together. So enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day. And stay salty, my friends.